Happy Monday, folks. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Thank you for joining me for Soapbox Daily today. This is episode 41. I am your host, Matt Morgan, and I hope everybody's Monday is starting off well. I hope you're starting off on the right foot at the beginning of a new week. Today, we're going to discuss how hard would it be to just be modest. That's our topic for today. We're going to discuss that. Let's start off, with also, how is your integrity today? How is your integrity starting off? Was it a good integrity weekend? Did you set the example? Did you be the change the world needed? Here's hoping. Onwards and upwards. Keep working on that, folks. I know it's a lot of hard work to be modest. I know it's a lot of hard work to have integrity, but that's why we're going to discuss modesty and just how hard it is to be. Before we get into that, please check out getoffmysoapbox.com for more information on this show of Soapbox Daily and also our long format show of Get Off My Soapbox. Also, if you're feeling so inclined and feeling generous and want to help support the show, please head on over to Patreon/Get Off My Soapbox and check out our tiers and benefits and perks that we have there. So let's get into today's show for Monday. Let's get the ball off rolling, get it started. Let's get into this. Now, modesty. I mean, how hard would it be to just be modest? I mean, it's really difficult in today's world because today is the look at me world. Everybody wants to be famous. Everybody wants to have their 15 seconds or 15 minutes of fame. Everybody wants to be in front of the camera. Everybody wants to make a scene. Forget about modesty. Forget about that. They want to be larger than life and they want to be in everybody's face and know everybody knows that they exist. And it's shameful. Everybody they think it being loud and large is a good way to go. I have to disagree in my opinion. I think there's something to be said about being humble and about being modest. I mean, we've all encountered someone who is the opposite of modest. They go on and on about their accomplishments. They constantly one-up everyone. They have to be the biggest and best of everything. I mean, someone who is modest, on the other hand, doesn't feel the need to show off to others, even if they do have a lot to brag about. The good news is that anyone can become more modest. It just comes down to cultivating the right attitude and being more mindful on how you present yourself and interact with others. If you're not sure where to get started, don't worry. We have some pointers for you. We have some tips. We have some steps, some things that you should consider. Just some simple changes to make to start becoming a more modest person. And modesty is a valued trait. It is a valued characteristic that frankly reflects so well. It reflects better than being loud and obnoxious. So let's look at a few things. Cultivating a modest attitude. Have a more healthy, realistic impression of yourself. Try to see yourself the others see you by asking your closest friends how they perceive you. Acknowledge your good qualities and your positive accomplishments, but don't let things inflate your ego or define your life. Seek out advice and constructive criticism. Seek out advice and constructive criticism because, accept that you may be wrong from time to time. Don't interrupt someone when they're criticizing you or giving you advice. Don't dismiss the criticisms offered to you. But, you don't have to always accept them, but try to learn from how other people perceive you. Listen to that. Resist the urge to brag about yourself. Telling a new acquaintance in conversation about something significant that you've done isn't necessarily bragging if it's relevant to the conversation. But telling somebody repetitively about your accomplishments or reminding someone who already knows about them, that could be seen as bragging. Let's look at, accept compliments without an ego. Recognize that everyone has strengths and weaknesses. Don't let those qualities define you or anyone else. If someone compliments you or compliments one of your strengths, you can practice being modest by thanking that person and complimenting them in return on one of their strengths. Strive for selflessness. A lot of people are selfish. Try selflessness. Be kind to others and think about whether their needs are being met. Not only yourself, but think about others for a change. You may find that it's ultimately more important and more rewarding to elevate others than trying to elevate yourself. How about living a modest lifestyle? That's difficult these days. Everybody wants the latest name brands and latest fashions and all that crap that's irrelevant. Why not be smart about it? Why not drive a car that's safe, comfortable, and works well? You don't need a flashy car or, look at me car or a loud, obnoxious car with, sounds like your muffler's falling off. How about buy or rent a home that's sturdy, comfortable, and is in a safe neighborhood versus loud and large and luxurious? You don't need that. Think about people that don't have anything. Why not just be happy with what you have? And how about find out the average cost to purchase a home in your area and try to work within that price range versus being house poor? Just live within your means. Okay, how about buy used or discount items when possible? You don't need the latest fashion, the latest $300 pair of sneakers. You don't need that. You can get the same deal for something that's cheaper, that's just as good quality. Who cares if it has a name brand? Who are you trying to impress? Many places you can get discounts. Why not live modestly and within your means? You're not impressing anybody with these name brands. And if you are, well, they needed to get their head checked. Try not to worry about whether others are impressed. You don't need to worry about that. Living modest and humbly means emphasizing your values ahead of the opinions of others. Don't trouble yourself wondering whether others are impressed with you or your possessions. Instead, focus on living a meaningful and upstanding life. Here's a big thing in today's world where everybody's just throwing their bodies out there and half naked or almost completely naked when it comes to media and videos and all this stuff. Try dressing and behaving more modestly. Wear clothing that is not revealing, okay? The goal of dressing modestly is to provide a good, morally sound influence to the people you interact with. Generally speaking, modest clothing is an article of clothing that is not sexually suggestive and does not show off the body. This also means avoiding clothing that is too revealing, too much skin, and it may also entail avoiding clothes that are tight-fitting. Why do you need to show off all this stuff? People should look at your values other than your physical form. Avoid extremes in appearance. Someone who wants to live modestly also wants to have, pierced earrings may find that a single pair of plain earrings will accommodate both desires. Just, avoid extremes. You don't need to be extreme. Be who people will appreciate you for who you are. And also, lastly, use language that is positive and uplifting. Don't use swear words. If you're trying to be modest, you should also avoid blasphemous language. Also, ask yourself whether the things you say would inspire and uplift others or make them feel uncomfortable or upset. It's a full package deal, folks. It's not that hard to be more modest. It's just living right, having integrity, being mindful of others, also respecting yourself and respecting the overall environment without making a complete spectacle of yourself. Not that hard to be modest, folks. Something you might want to consider moving forward. It is a high value to tribute, but it seems to be lost in today's society. You can still respect yourself and still be attractive, but you don't have to go to the next level. Hey, just by 2 cents on this. I don't think it would be hard to be modest. I try to be modest. I wish more people would do it because you really notice them. You really notice them. All right, that's about it for today. Hey, happy Monday. I hope you have an amazing Monday going forward. I hope you have an amazing week going forward. I want to thank you very much for joining me for today's episode and another week of amazing episodes on both our podcasts. By all means, hey, I love having you here. So thank you very much. Please check out getoffmysoapbox.com. I'm your host, Matt Morgan. Have a great day, and I will see you next episode. Bye for now.